Hello, this is Grandma Jan from Red Toad Art Studio, and this is the third in our series of Ordinary Life. We are basing our series on 50 ways to draw your beautiful ordinary life. And I am going to take several of the lessons in here and do a video on them. I'm going to draw one and then I'm going to collage one on the same theme of our lesson. So, in our last video, I showed the two books that I want to use for this series. One I will be drawing in, and another one I will be collaging in. And I bought this beautiful book. It is Dylusions Creative Journal, and it's a wonderful book to collage in, and we will be working in this book. But before I work in it, I want to recover it. Now, I did put a review of this book in my last video, and I will link to that if you want to see that. But now I want to cover that and add some pretties on some of these pages and get ready to collage my pictures for our series in here. So, I need to find what colors I'm going with. And at first, aren't these beautiful papers? I thought I would go with these beautiful blue papers. And I think that's just beautiful. And I will regret my decision not to go with this. I searched for some things and I found plenty of things that will go with this and make a pretty book. But I suddenly realized I'm not pushing myself. I'm not going out of my comfort zone by using these pictures because these are me. These are the kind of patterns that I like on my paper. And there's nothing wrong with that. They're absolutely beautiful. And I intend to use these in my book somewhere. But I decided I need to do something that pushes me out of my comfort zone. So, I was looking through my Collage Soup Abstraction Menagerie, and you know, if I use one out of here, it will definitely be out of my comfort zone. And I've decided to use this woman. And that is so far removed from that, except that she's blue. This paper might be used with her. And she's going on my cover. So, she will be just the right size to go on my journal. And I think as a backing piece, I will use this paper. So I think the first things I need to do is take these pages out and cut my girl out. And another thing while I'm here that I plan to do, it has this closure. This elastic closure, which I don't know. I feel like this is awkward. I'm sure it works great. But it's going to make it hard for me to cover these pages. So I think I'm taking this off. And I'm going to put one of these little holes in it. You probably can't see that. Maybe not that one. I will look through my different ones, and I'll use my crocodile to put that in, but that can't go in until after I have the paper on here. See how many choices I have. So that will be coming in a minute, but let's decide on our paper. So, the first thing is, let's get these papers out. Remember, this was Collage Soup Abstraction Menagerie. There's our 2 pages from Abstraction Menagerie. Okay, let's see how much space. Yes, that covers most of it. I'll have to find a color for a binding on the back. And do I want a different color on the edges? I think she's going to go right there. We'll figure out which direction this goes. Let's cut our girl out. And of course we'll keep this strip of paper because there's things on it we can use on other pages. Maybe even on this one. Maybe this is a picture of me when I'm making a video, wearing headphones and looking dazed because I'm not always sure how the software works. This has some good pieces in it too. Ooh, yes. Yes, I like that. I think that way this matches her lips, or should go this way maybe. The color's diagonal. I think I like that better. Yes, perfect. And here's my book. It will go right on there. Now I have to decide if I'm going to leave it this color. I think it matches this, so maybe I'll leave it this color and not paint the edges. I was going to paint the edges. I have to find something to go on the back that will match and the binding color. Ooh, I like this. Even if it is pushing me out of my comfort zone, I like this. But let's even this page up first. I was a little crooked in the cutting out. There we go. That's better. And so I think the next thing I need to do is cut this elastic out. And I hate to do that to a brand new book, but I think I will be much happier with just a tie at the front. It's awkward trying to get this up, and as it gets fatter, it'll get harder to do that. I love this. Okay, Jen, you must get brave. Here we go. I feel like I should apologize to the book. There we go. We'll keep this piece, so we might use it someplace. And we need to paste this on. I'm also going to Mod Podge the front and back of my book so that it will last longer. Oh, before I do this, I have to find a binding color. Here's my paste, and here's my page, and I'm going to go look for a binding color. I'll be right back. One of those pretty blue sheets that I thought might not work, that would work with the other blue, I think will work perfectly as my binding color because it pulls the same blues in that she has. I don't know, in a way I feel like this should be a red color around these edges. Maybe I'll go look in my paint and see if I have a red over there that would match this. This is a dusty mauve. It's not quite matching, but it does well enough. And if I don't like it, I can always cover it over with something else. So we'll keep this paint out in case we want it on the back or on the insides to match. I'm not sure. I'm just playing this by ear, one thing at a time, which is probably dangerous to do when I really want this book to come out cute. Now we have to let this dry, and I'll be back with you in a moment to glue the page down. Okay, let's get ready to glue this on. I think right like that. Okay, let's push this over a little bit and start at the top with some glue. You want to be sure and get it in the right spot from the beginning and not go crooked, because I will be using this book for very many collages, and I don't know how long it'll take me to do that many, but quite a while. So, let's line it up. I think that looks pretty good. There we go. It's a little bit. All right, now we can add some more glue. Let's just glue right here on the book. Yes, I went a little crooked. I invariably do that. No matter how hard I try, I always go a little crooked. Okay. All right, now we need to put the back binding on. That will go right along here. It's just a little bit longer. I need to mark where I cut this off. Right there. Interesting little strip. And then we won't glue it as far as we need it to be glued, because we'll have a picture on the back. But I think okay, I have cut my binding, and I'm going to glue it to the back here. Partially glue it because I need to put a page on the back yet. And I haven't decided what to do with that one. Do I put another girl there, another design? I don't know, but let's get this glued down and we can figure it out. We may not get this finished in a single video, and if not, we'll just do another video. Then we'll be adding our girl. Right there. Yes. Perhaps I need to find my back sheet before I put her down and get this back totally glued down next. Should I look in Abstraction Menagerie again? This has that bright red in it. Let's go this. Okay, in my Abstraction Menagerie, I found this, and I think it will go good with this on the back. And I need to trim up the edge. Feels like this is the top. Okay. We might shorten this a bit. But let's get this glued down the same way we did the other sheet. Let's paint a matching border around this. Glue down. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we can finish gluing it. See if we can get a straight cut line here. There we go. Now that's a little jagged, but I'm going to put a piece of washi tape over where these meet, so this won't show. Okay, Let's get this glued down. Be sure and rub out any wrinkles that happen. I have a good wrinkle there. And this book had a little notch at the back, and I'm going to try to cut that out. Let's open it up. And that can be flipped down. Let's see, how is that? There we go. And we'll work on that when we get to the end. Well, that answered that. We'll just tear it off. Okay. I need to, before I forget it, ink this. Okay. And she is going to go right there. And then we're going to hunt for something that goes here. So let's get glue on her. Came out exactly perfect. I think let's look in our abstraction menagerie and see if we can find something for that. And I will be right back with you. This has a lot of options on it. See what's on the back. Yeah, I can stand to do without. I know I could copy these. They let you copy them. But I think if I need a lot more of these pictures, if I need them again, it would be easier to actually just buy another book. And probably really not cost that much more than buying the ink and the paper to print it myself. There we go. Oh, I forgot the washi tape too. I'm thinking we could do that on the edge or this. Well, let's see how it goes. And then we'll figure out some of these. I think I'm getting my corners a little better here. Practice makes perfect, doesn't it? Well, maybe not perfect, but it's better. There we go. All right, let's see if we can get some things here. Let's do that. And let's put something interesting in the middle of it. Okay, anything else need to go on there? Okay, I think that's it. Let's glue these down. Well, we should ink them. Well, let's get all these glued on, and then we can Mod Podge this. And since that will have to dry, we'll do the rest in the third in our series. There we are. Now I'm going to go Mod Podge this, and I'll be back with you in our next video.